I'm starting to think we might need the church. you know, I'm starting to think that we are becoming so atomized as a society, especially in North America. Maybe not in Canada. I don't want to speak for you fine folks up there, but definitely in the United States, I feel like we are so separated and we don't have any kind of moral fabric. And when I say the church, I don't mean the Christian church. I don't mean any particular denomination, any particular faith, just the church. It seems to me, I'm kind of an agnostic, but I can see the value in something like organized religion, especially in times like this, where more and more people are feeling more and more alone. And it can't just be chalked up to these phones. It can't just be chalked up to difficult economic times. There's something going on. And I think in the age of, if we call this the age of, I guess you call it the technological age or something. I just think things are changing too fast, and we're feeling kind of alienated from one another, if that makes sense. I think everyone's kind of operating on their lizard brain, their fight or flight mode, because there's so much stimulation. There's so many things to be concerned about in modern society, and it just feels like we are heading towards being even more atomized. It's not like the churches don't exist anymore. It just seems like, at least in circles that I run in and people that I know, they don't go to church. They don't subscribe for any kind of organized religion, and I'm wondering if that's a bad thing going forward. Organized religion, going to church, it does provide community. It does provide a sense of belonging, with or without the actual staunch, without the staunch, devout, faith in it, in belief in it. It provides something. And I don't know. I think we're just, the further we get from it, and the further it becomes sort of a novelty or something bad. I'm not saying it's all good. Religion's done a lot of harm over the millennia that we've been practicing it, but I just think if we stray too far from something like that, I don't want to say how are we going to know right from wrong, but it seems like some people are struggling with that idea of knowing between what's right and wrong. I don't know. What do you think? Like, is it a scourge on the earth? Is it not a good thing? Is it a good thing that people are kind of turning their back on the faith, or are we going to miss something? Are we going to miss out on something? Are we going to miss out on community? Are we going to miss out on, these things that kind of, I wouldn't say were taken for granted were back in the day, but they were just norms. They were norms. People went to church. They knew their neighbor. They knew, they knew things about their community, and I think that provides a sense of belonging. And maybe church isn't the only way to do this. Maybe there are other things to do this. Joining clubs, that kind of thing, but it just seems like participation in those is very, it's limited. It's limited. Every group around here that I've been a part of has been basically centered around drinking. That's ultimately the final, that's kind of the tie that binds everything in these groups. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, how do we get that sense of community back? Is the church still necessary? Is it something that we should take another look at? Are there secular options? Are there things for atheists and agnostics and people that aren't so sure about religion to take part in and enjoy some of the benefits of having a community like a church? It's unclear to me. But I've been on the planet long enough to know that things are different now. We're so much more atomized. We're separated. And that might not just be like symptoms of what's going on currently. It just might be that's the way we're going because we're so overstimulated. But then again, maybe there's just been a lot less of an emphasis on church going. So I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Where can we fill the void when it comes to community, togetherness, things like that? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.